Hello there to my wonderful diaspora family. I welcome you back to this channel today. Hope you're having a lovely day just like I am. Now, this video today I'll be showing you something very special and authentic, because why some people are sleeping on investment, something huge major happened over the last couple of days. You might not know this, but I'm going to tell you this. Guess what happened? The Gidi Mall phase 2 located at Sangotedo, the ground floor sold out in 72 hours. Yes, 3 days. It sold out in 3 days. So that tells you something, that why some people are speculating about investing back in Nigeria, some serious people are seriously investing their pounds, dollars, as well as euros back in Nigeria in a premium commercial property like Gidi Mall phase 2. So with this, I'll be explaining some things you need to know so that you are not left behind as well as a serious investor, which you are. So as I go in this video, pay attention, listen to the video, like, share and comment on this video today. Let's dive into the video to explain about the premium investment which you should invest in today. Thank you. All right, welcome back. Now, the question you should ask yourself is, why are people investing in the Gidi Mall phase 2? Is an important question which I'll be answering in this video. One thing you should ask yourself is this: if the ground floor sold out in 72 hours, what would happen to the rest of the space? And that is where I'm going to be giving you the answer. Now, what has happened is that the first set of investors, the early bird investors, they've simply done is not that they've gambled, they've simply positioned themselves to have that strategic advantage over the late investors. And I still want you to be part of the early investor, because if you still invest in the next couple of days, you still be part of the early investors. Now, how have they done this, or why is this position, why is this location strategic, or why are people investing in this place? I would say there are a lot of reasons, but I'm going to tie this reason to two important reasons. Number one, you want to know number one is the Lekki-Epe Expressway. If you know the Lekki-Epe Expressway in Lagos today is one of the most busiest corridor of economy you could think of in the Lagos economy as of today. If you wipe up the Lekki-Epe Expressway, okay, just in your mind right now, wipe up from Aja to Ekpe, you could definitely know that Lagos State as a whole is going to feel the impact of the road being closed down at a go. So that tells you that Lekki Expressway is a very vital corridor of economy into the Lagos business economy at large. Now, what's the second reason I would say is the coastal road? You'll be wondering, why am I tying the coastal road to Lekki-Epe Expressway? It's because where the Gidi Mall phase 2 is located is as direct as where we have the Monastery Road. And if you know the Monastery Road, then you would know when you're talking about a very busy residential corridor slash window. Now, why I say busy residential corridor is that on the Monastery Road, we have several estates on that road, a lot of estates on that road, as well as we have a lot of schools on that road as well. And that's where we also have Shoprite, which that Shoprite particular Novare Mall has one of the biggest parking space you could ever think of for a commercial property, or as a Shoprite as a whole. Now, if you go down the Monastery Road, the next place you're going to get into will be the Lagos-Calabar Coastal Road. So you could see what I'm saying right now. It's not just the impact of the Lekki-Epe Expressway alone, is actually leading to the coastal road as well. So think of it this way: from Novare Mall going to the coastal road down to VI, I'm in VI in less than 30 minutes. And from VI down to the coastal road down to Novare, down to where we have the Gidi Mall phase 2, is about another 30-40 minutes. So that shows you that this location is very strategic. So if you were you, I would say this is the right time for you to make that strategic decision. Like I said, if we could have the ground floor sell in about 72 hours, then ask yourself, what floors do we have left in the next 72 hours is what you should be asking yourself, because I know there are a lot of investors who are also making that buying decision or thinking about it right now before they go to bed. So I want you to also make that buying decision today. But before I say make that buying decision, let me give you further information which will enable you to make that firm buying decision. Let's continue the video right now. In fact, if I continue the video, let me even also tell you one other secret about this location. He said, and is also being publicized in the newspaper, which you'll be seeing on your screen right now in the Sun's newspaper, that this place where we have the Gidi Mall phase 2, that will be the tallest commercial property in the Sangotedo axis. Let me even break it down to us in the Etiosa axis. Okay, I know I've said 2 reasons, but let me add another reason for that, so that this one is not an hidden secret. This secret is down for the open public. One thing you should also realize that this property is said to be one of the tallest, if not the tallest, commercial property in the Etiosa axis. So that tells you that if ordinary that had been a landmark, before we also think about the strategic location it is, that gives you much more visibility. And one thing you should realize is this: in the last couple, if you're a smart investor, if you realize that there's this sort of trend or there's a sort of chain happening in the investment market right now. The chain used to be like this, okay? What I mean by chain is residential property, that's what people are buying. But now there's a sort of chain break. People are breaking it from having their first property to be residential property and second property to be residential property. They are now going and fusing their investment or fusing their wealth creation into residential and commercial real estate. So that tells you a sign, or that gives you a sign. And why is that important? Is because why you have the residential property giving you like cash flow regularly, let's say either in terms of rental income or in terms of putting it on Airbnb and earning on a daily basis. When it comes to commercial real estate, is a game changer, because business owners pay for 3 things. They pay for visibility, they pay for visibility, traffic, and positioning. If your property has these 3 things, you'll be able to put premium on the property. So visibility, how much people come to that place, the strategic location, like I said, Lagos-Ekpe Expressway, as well as the coastal road, and also strategic location. Like I said, this is a mark to be one of the tallest, or if not the tallest, commercial real estate you would have at the Etiosa axis. So if you've not invested, or this will be your first investment in real estate, then I would say it's the right time for you to either add this commercial property to your portfolio, or invest in real estate being your first investment as a commercial real estate owner. Trust me, one thing about commercial real estate is that you can never get it wrong if you get it right. And that's why I'm saying that right now we've had a look at it, looking at the preference in the market as of today in terms of commercial real estate, and this location gives a good signal for everybody to invest in as of today, especially those in the diaspora. Don't leave your money sitting in the bank account while you just earn little interest. Invest in commercial real estate whereby you could earn much more than you think. Now let's get to the point of documentation. One of the things that scared people from buying real estate in most cases is the actual documentation. Now when it comes to this documentation, this property has a government allocated COO, and I think in the last couple of days we've also sent our surveyor to the site to actually chart the land, and it actually has a COO. We could send you the coordinate for you to also chart at your end, and we could also send the result of our charts. In as much as we've done a sort of basic verification, we'll still encourage our investors to sort of do their own verification as well, because when it comes to real estate investment, we take it very, very seriously. And as a disclaimer as well, we are only marketing this property because we see potential in this property, and we know that it's going to meet what people are looking for in the market today. So as a disclaimer, we're just marketing this property, and we're an independent marketer as well. Now, importantly also, let me tell you something. When it comes to you having a government allocated COO, you should also know that that is peace of mind. So no monline wala, no issue of land grabbing and things like that. So you are much more assured that nothing's going to go wrong with your investment. Importantly as well, one thing you should also understand is that when it comes to a sort of investment like this, you should know that a lot of funds is going to go into the construction and the building of this property. And to sort of back this up, and that is why even the company who is the developer of this property, which is Gidi Investment Homes Unlimited, they have been able to also get a financial partner on board, which is the Alternative Bank. Alternative Bank is the ethical banking arm of Sterling Bank, which is one of the best bank you could think of as at today in the Nigerian banking industry. Think of it this way: a bank institution or a financial institution in Nigeria would never back a project if they've not done their verification and they've not looked into the papers to sort of see the profitability of this property. So that gives you an assurance that if a bank who back this project up, it means that they've also seen the potentiality that this project will be a very, very huge one. Think of it this way: the bank is the financial institution, and they are also there to make profit as well. So if they were not sure, they will not be backing this such project. So that gives you that peace of mind that you're not gambling your money, but you're actually investing in the right place as at today. So what are you waiting for? I feel this opportunity is for you. In the next couple of minutes, once I'm done explaining in this video, we'll be showing you what the property looks like as at today. Like I said, they've just launched this property. Much is not done in site yet, but subsequently, as they tend to construct in site, there'll be further updates we'll be giving you. But we just want to bring this to you first, and for you to see it in the market as of today as an opportunity you could invest in ASAP. Because one thing I've realized is that when it's still at the scratch, the price is sort of down, but as soon as we have investors buying day in day out, the price goes up, and this favors the early investor, and that's why this is an early investment opportunity for you to invest in. So let's stay tuned and let me give you more details you need to invest in this property. Let's go. All right, now let's come to the money part, because this is the part most of us have been waiting for. Let's come to the money part, because now I'll be using my calculator to do a lot of analysis for us, so I want us to pay attention. Now, some of us might have these thoughts that, oh, the ground floor is gone, would I still be able to get a good deal? Yeah, you could still get a good deal, which is the upper floors. And think of it this way: in most cases you see on the upper floors, you see places like Executive Lounge, you still see like a tech company, you still see a financial firm, medical suits, like you still have other businesses that tend to operate in those upper areas, so you are not left behind. And the good news about this property is that there are sort of three variants of sizes. We have the 30 square meter, we have the 60 square meter, and we have the 90 square meter. And for this also, you could buy per square meter. Per square meter in this estate is about 1.8 million. So I want to do a calculation. I'll be using a base value of 1,800. I'll be using the rate. I'll be also be using the pounds to explain to us, because it seems I have a lot of investors in the UK, and I also stay in the UK as well. So I want to give you using that case study. So now, if you have 1.8 million as a price to enter, it means if you divide that by 1.8, that is £1,000 to sort of start this investment. So think of it this way: this property also has duration you could invest in. You could invest for 3 months, 6 months, 12 months, so you are rest assured. But let's assume, think of it this way: on the 30 square meter is about 54 million naira, and you might be like, oh, this is huge. And this is where collaboration over competition comes in, because one thing I realized about most people in diaspora is that they want to invest, but they don't have enough money to invest. So this is the thing: you could come up, you as a family or a friend, come up with a group of 3 and invest in this. And I'll be making this analysis for you to invest today, so that I don't want anybody to struggle by the end of the year not having a commercial real estate in their portfolio. So now, if you want to buy the 30 square meter, that's 54 million. Now, if I do 54 million divided by 1,800, that is 30,000 pounds. So it means for you to buy this, you need 10,000 pounds. But the issue is that most people in diaspora will be like, oh, I don't have 10,000 pounds, where will I get that from? It's too much and everything. So but think of it: if you divide that by 3, it means that is 10,000. So it means if you get 3 people who has 10,000 each, you are in ownership already. 3 people with 10,000, you are in ownership already. Now, what happens to this? When you buy this property, you could as well do what they call buy to flip, or you could as well use it for rental. Okay, now rental means you give it out, you rent it out to a third party to say, oh, come and rent it, this is the amount. Or you can as well flip it, which means you hold it for a duration of time and you sell for profit. So let's assume the first one, which is buy to flip. Let's assume that based on what we speculate in this area, that the price of this property in the next 6 to 8 months is about 30% increase. Let's assume that. So if it's 30% of 54 million is going to be 16.4 million. Okay, 16.4 million, because I like giving us the facts. 16.4 million plus 54 million, that will be 70 million. So what can happen is, when you guys sell it, you could as well divide the money. So if you say that will be 70 million if we're giving it a 30% markup in terms of profit. So now let's now assume we're now converting it back to pounds. Divided by 1,008, that is 39,000. Okay, so in 1 year you've accumulated 39,000 pounds. So think of it this way: what investment can you do in the UK within a year that will give you 9,000 pounds? I cannot really think of any within my head right now. But if you also divide it by 3 for each person, it means everybody will be going home with 13,000 pounds. So think of it that way: you are in a good position, your pounds have not lost the value for money, and also at that point in time you've earned 3,000 pounds extra. That is if you're doing the buy to flip. But if you're not doing the buy to flip, you want to do the rental, think of it this way also as well: based on the yardstick we have about that area, it's said to say that the property in terms of rental income is going to be between 7 million to about 10 million annually. Okay, so let's assume you've bought it and you want to do the rental, and let's use the base value of 7 million naira. So if you do 7 million naira divided by 1,800, that's 3,888 pounds you'll be earning every year. If you divide that by 3, it means each person goes home with 1,296 pounds. Now, if we assume that you guys want to hold this property, let's say for the next 5 years, and let's say you want to collect rent for the next 5 years, think of it, rent will also increase as well, but I'm leaving it at this base value. But let's say rent increase is not increasing, it's the same amount. I multiply that by 5. Okay, multiply that by 5, it means in 5 years each person would have made about 6,500. Okay, 6,500. Think of it this way: while earning that rental income, also remember that the property is appreciating in price. So even if you want to exit after 5 years and you sell the property, you've sort of earned what you use in buying the property, you've earned more than half of it before you even sell it off. So think of it this way: is possible, is this achievable? You don't have to buy it alone if you cannot, but if you can buy it alone, that's fantastic. You earn a lot as well. So you can see I've broken it down to you. That is where the figures are, and that is where the money is. Either you buy for 3 months, you buy for 6 months, you buy for 12 months, it's still a good deal for you. Don't miss out in this investment opportunity. Okay, don't miss out. Let me think of what else do you need for me to tell you? Okay, let me tell you more things. Okay, so I think I've said a lot for us to make a buying decision today. I've said a lot. One thing I will just say to you is that this is not gambling. This is sort of you understanding the market, the rent, for you to make an informed decision today. I don't want you to be left behind of this opportunity today, because I've said everything you need to know, and it's important you pay attention to where people are moving, which is commercial real estate. Now, importantly, if you like this video, kindly do like, share, comment on this video, and if there are more information you need, our WhatsApp number is on the screen. Chat us up, let's have a conversation today. And also, as I finish the video today, be saying what the place looks like as at today, so that you would know what you need to know to make that investment decision today. Once again, my name is Temitayo Grindolo Aferomi. It's good to have us on this channel today. Until I see you in the next video, I want you to become a landlord or a landowner this year. See you at the top. Thank you.